Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Larger Than Life, Reign of the Boybands, and this is a Paramount Plus documentary from Tamra Davis, the director, and tells the history of boy bands. And this is a very linear, very structured, very simple approach to telling the story of the evolution of boy bands. It's, documentary style of having people sit there commentating, bringing their perspectives. You have the likes of Donny Osmond and Lance Bass and Donnie Wahlberg and Nick Lachey, and just really capturing this through line from, it starts with the Beatles to the Jackson 5 and the Osmonds to New Edition to New Kids on the Block to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, 98 Degrees, and then into, Jonas Brothers, One Direction, and now K-pop. And this very structured, very straightforward, very informative approach. It's simple. This is not going to blow you away from its technical aspects as a documentary, but you learn a lot. It's very informative, and it paints a very clear and well-organized picture of how boy bands have evolved over time. And to the peak, growing up in the 90s into the early 2000s and just knowing how huge, these bands like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys were. This film has fleeting moments where it gets a little bit of depth, like Donny Osmond talking about his connection with Michael Jackson and dealing with some of those pressures that they both dealt with. Being in these big bands with all their brothers. You have Lance Bass talking about his own experiences. You have some opening up about drug problems and things that have pushed into these places. It sometimes digs into the seedier underbelly, the conflicts, the jealousy, stuff like that. But overall, it keeps it pretty simple, keeps it pretty straightforward, and informative and effective and entertaining, and it moves. So it hits all those things well. And it might not be the deepest dive, but it's an informative and interesting dive that gives you enough by the end to think, wow, I learned something about the trajectory of boy bands and, how they have evolved and where they're still living alive now. And, they have some really nice moments at the end of the film with some reunions and stuff like that. So ready for them to show NSYNC singing Better Place from Trolls band together. So great. But this is a rock-solid, enjoyable documentary, and it's sitting there right on Paramount Plus. It's nice seeing MTV actually doing stuff about music. But those are my thoughts on Larger Than Life, Reign of the Boy Bands. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.